What is going on, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard at Graybeard Gaming Group. Today is Monday, August 17th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. If you happen to be new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family, and if you enjoy this video, please drop a like. It really does help us out. So in today's video, we want to cover a few questions we got over the weekend. I think it was last Thursday we did our own version of the state of the game and all that stuff, and we received a lot of questions over the weekend, and we wanted to try to answer some of them for you today. As most of you know, there was no actual state of the game put on by the division last week. It returns this week, but we wanted to take a few minutes and go over a few things that came up this weekend as we received, like I said, a lot of questions asking, what's going on. First thing we're going to go over today is Clan XP, and the fact that it has not been updating properly, I think, since last week, like last Wednesday, I think it was. However, the division just put out a tweet this morning, and it's in regards to tomorrow's maintenance, and they say that they are going to fix an issue causing XP Clan not to update properly, and they're also going to fix an issue that could cause Delta 3 errors while equipping an exotic weapon. Now, unfortunately, in regards to the Clan XP issue, look, it's like this actually happened before, and chances are it'll happen again. And my friends, I'm not sure what the case is. Look, this also just happened with the last league where it wasn't properly showing you, your progression, so you didn't know, what else you needed to do in order to complete the league. And again, it's still recording everything you're doing, but if you don't know what needs to be done, it's much harder to progress. Now, in regards to Delta 3 issues when you're actually equipping an exotic weapon, that's news to me. I haven't heard anything about that, but to be honest with you, I'm not surprised because there's Delta 3 errors pretty much, everywhere in the game. And that actually brings me to my next topic, which we, again, a lot of messages asking us what's going on with PvP, what's happening in the Dark Zone in regards to cheating, and why hasn't there been any news about it whatsoever. So the first thing I want to cover is the PvP issue in regards to Delta errors. Now, in full transparency, and I've mentioned this, I think I mentioned this in my last video, I rarely get Delta errors. I've been very, very lucky with that. One of the things, though, that we heard this weekend from a lot of players and a lot of different, gamers is saying that, hey, in the Dark Zone, we're getting Delta errors like nonstop, like it's insane. Therefore, I decide, you know what, I'm going to go into the Dark Zone, I'm going to check it out, and my friends, on my first attempt, this is what happens. I mean, you can see I'm getting shot at by ghosts, it's going through whatever's going on, it says disconnecting in 5 seconds, any action will cancel this progress. Clearly that's not the case, and then all of a sudden, boop, Delta 3. I mean, what am I going to do? And this was my first time stepping into the Dark Zone in, I don't even know the last time I did. I think the last time I tried it, I was doing a farming video, like on the Bullet King or something like that, and the targeted loot was in the area. But it's been a while since I've set foot in there. And the reason why I bring that up is this. Imagine playing PvP all the time and that's something you're encountering nonstop. And it really has to do with any player in the game, whether it's PvP or PvE. Having that happen consistently in a game you paid money for would drive me nuts. And I know the developers have said it's a much more complicated issue and they're still having it, but it's getting better. But the thing is, you need to make that a top priority because once again, these are the small things, and it's not a small thing, I take that back. These are the things that will kill a game. Even if you start bringing back new content, if people can't play it, they're gone. Which, my friends, brings me to our next topic, which is in regards to a tweet that the division put out a few days ago. As you can see in the screen right now, the tweet said that the state of the game, which we know, returns on August 19th, and it says, with a first look at a new feature coming with Title Update 11 that's been a popular request since the early days of the division. And what I can say is this, first off, there's been so much information online or guesses on what's going to happen. Nobody knows at this point. However, what I'm hoping for is the fact that they actually allow PvE play in the Dark Zone. I mean, it's the exact same concept, and they already executed it in the first division with survival because you could do PvP or PvE, and that worked out fine. I mean, we hear from so many players that completely stay out of the dark zone, not only because people can take your stuff, but that's what PvP is, so you got to be able to deal with that, but mostly because of the glitches, because of the errors, and they want the ability to actually access parts of the game that they've really never played before. Now again, let me be clear, that's what we're hoping for. We don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I sincerely, the one thing I really hope the most is that it's not some ridiculous cosmetic thing or something that nobody really cares about. This is something apparently that has not been implemented in either the first or second division, so I sincerely hope it's something the gamers are actually asking for. And my friends, this now brings us to our last topic of the day, which is the most commonly asked question that we received over the weekend. It's what's going on with the cheating and why aren't they talking about it at all? And what's being referenced is not only the new raid, which whatever, who cares about that? I mean, I personally don't think, we'll see what happens Wednesday, but as I said in my last video, I don't think it's something they're ever going to bring up. I hope they do, but I'd be surprised if they do. But it's also in regards to what's happening in the dark zone right now. And the reason why people are so upset is because of the fact that, again, going back to March and all this stuff with the DPS glitch in the regular aspect of the division, they were fast and decisive and they took care of all this stuff. And so far, there's been crickets in regards to how they're going to deal with what's going on in the game now. The only reason I keep bringing up last March is they showed their cards in regards to what they're capable of fixing even during a shelter in place. I mean, I think going back, there were like 3 or 4 different patches that they put out in a span of a week. I mean, they shut that thing down so fast, they made it a focal point of everything they were talking about. Why isn't the PvP community having the same respect given to them? And unfortunately, at this point, nobody has an answer on why they are dealing with the community the way they are. I mean, especially for us that have been so loyal to the game, we really deserve more than that, and I hope it changes soon. As we end this video, my friends, I want to mention once again, I have not given up hope on this game. Like I said on my last video, I'm the guy in the Titanic, I'm the violin player, I'm going down with the ship, I don't have a life preserver, I am fully committed to seeing this game succeed. However, the one thing I've discovered is I am running out of excuses on why the game is being addressed in the way it has been. I mean, from everything that's been going on, the problem is you have so many members of different aspects of the community upset with the game, and yet no one seems to know what's going on. As I think back to other videos I did in regards to Title Update 10 and how I said, this is a crossroad for the game, they've got to get it right, and, they're getting targeted loot, that's great, and there's going to be loot improvements, fantastic. And yes, targeted loot was a game changer for a lot of players because they were able to farm differently, and that brought a little bit of energy back into the game. And then with Title Update 10.1, there's a slight loot improvement, especially for heroic, so again, slow movement in the right direction. In my opinion, the stakes have never been higher for this game than they are right now, and they need to give us something that's really tangible with Title Update 11 and not continue to say, oh, we're working on Delta, we're working on this, actually do the things that you say you're going to do. I've said this before, part of your job is communicating with your player base, letting us know what's going on, so please do that in a manner that shows the actual people who are devoted to your game the respect that they should get for sticking with you when you haven't held up your end of the bargain yet. Now, I don't know what it takes to run a game. I could only imagine. There's no way I could do it. I respect each and every one of the developers, the game designers. This has nothing to do with an individual on their own, but as a community, as a company, please start reaching out to your players in a better way. I think it's safe to say that all of us who are in the Division 2 community want to hear honesty and we want to hear transparency, so please really start making that a focal point. And that is going to do it for this video, my friends. As always, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have made this channel what it is. I cannot thank you enough. Hit a like if you enjoyed this, but most importantly, as always, take care, be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.